find out what the Independent Police Investigating Directorate is doing about all of this. Moses Dlamini is the spokesperson. He's on the line to us now. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Moses. What can you tell us about the investigation you've begun into this Kulichana case?
Hi, Joanne. Well, the investigation has started already. Our investigators took over the docket yesterday, and today they are in mid-range conducting the investigation. The investigation will, for instance, look at whether all the evidence, the cartridges, and any other forensic evidence was collected properly and has been accounted for. Look at the vehicle that was shot at, so that in the end they can also take statements from witnesses and any video footage, and then be able to compare if that is consistent with the statements of the police who were involved in the shooting. If there are inconsistencies, obviously it will show that perhaps someone is not telling the truth, and they will have to probe that further.
Moses, is there CCTV footage available from the petrol station where the shooting took place?
Well, that is what the investigators are going to look at, if there is any CCTV footage. We understand that there is. However, the investigators must still obtain the footage first and then authenticate it so that it can be used as evidence in the investigation. They are busy with that process today, and they will do the investigation. I hope that they will finish it in the next couple of weeks.
Moses, let's widen the issue here. Has there been a rise in the number of cases of police brutality reported to you in the last year?
Well, I presume that by brutality you mean cases of assault, attempted murder.
That's correct.
Yeah. Look, the cases of assault increased substantially when compared to the previous cycle. However, there is a change in the legislation that requires police to report these matters to IPID. In the past, that wasn't a requirement that police report to the IPID, so we couldn't quantify the extent of the problem. And also the reporting now of the discharge of police firearms. In the past, we didn't know how many cases were there, but we received in 2012-13 607 such matters. So we'll be able to compare more accurately when we report for 2013-14, because we'll be comparing similar cases which occurred under similar circumstances. But if you look at the numbers purely, it looks like there is quite an increase in especially assault matters.
Well, we're looking at 4,000 cases of either torture or assault. Are you exploring the reasons that police are taking the law into their own hands?
Well, look, in the past they were not obliged to report, so we don't know if these matters were happening but were not being reported. And that is I think the big issue here. But if you look at the investigation and punishment for police overstepping the bounds of the law, you will see that in our report we also say that we made 125 arrests. We have made also 545 recommendations for criminal prosecution, and we obtained 57 convictions with 2 life sentences, and many of the cases relate to murder and assault. So the police officers who break the law actually are prosecuted. We would like to see the numbers though go up, the numbers of convictions. If we look at internally in the police itself, how they deal with disciplinary matters, even there was 84 convictions based on matters that we referred as IPID and which were finalized during this period, and also 20 dismissals out of that 84 convictions. So something is being done. Perhaps we can say perhaps not enough, if that is the view.
We'll have to leave it there. Moses, thanks very much for your time. He is the spokesperson for the Independent Police Investigative Directorate.
News that moves. eNCA.com.